Hey, can you keep it down, Rico? Can you keep it down, mate, please? It's important people in there now. Can you keep it down? I said, keep it down. How can you say you can't hear him when I'm saying keep it down? You say you can't hear me. For crying out loud, Jim. Honestly, you want to have a look at yourself here.
It's great. You took 7 unbeaten and a draw against Spurs, but you disappointed you haven't won that, really.
I think performance-wise, really pleased for starters. I thought first half we were excellent. Both in possession and out of possession. You want to get your nose in front even more because they're still a good side. I know they've got injuries, but they've got some very good players. Half time I said to the players, I think they'll change their shape. And it wasn't just the shape, they tried to get on the press and they had a bit more vigour and a bit more urgency about them, and they got a grip of the game second half and then got a penalty, which was our mistake, but got a penalty. I was really pleased after that with the way we kind of got a hold of the game again. It's not easy, when you play these teams and they build some momentum, and then we sort of re-gripped the game as the game went on, and then you end up, I think the whole stadium thought we were going to get a winner, and that was pleasing, and we've moved a long way with that. And the game is kind of the ebbs and flows. If it starts getting away with us, I think we can find a way of re-gripping it, and I was really pleased with that. So overall, another point, and keeps an unbeaten run going, which is difficult in the Premier League. Yeah, it's a strange thing. I've spoken about it for years, and this season again, I think football has to be careful. Personally, we saw it today with Gomez. He trusts down his feet. It's a definite foul for me today, the Bournemouth-Liverpool game, because he doesn't flail his arms out and go sliding on his face. Nothing's given, and then they go through and score. Similar with Chris Wood today. He tries to do the right thing. He's trying to bring it on his chest. He's trying to turn in the box to go and score a goal. The lad clearly comes through the back of him. It's quite obvious to everyone, and it's inside the box. I've had a look at it, and he gets nothing. Now, if he tumbles on the floor on his face or whatever they do, the chances are he gets something. So I think the game's got to be really careful. I think the powers that be need to have a look at it. They're not doing, but I think no one wants to touch it. It's a strange situation. The diving's bad enough, but the fact that now if you're doing the right things, you get nothing, and if you're doing the wrong things, you get most. I think that's a strange thing in football. And now I think we came off with, I think it's 5 or 6 bookings. It's nearly impossible. Football is bizarre. If that game like that, with hardly an incident in it that meant anything, gets 9 bookings, I don't know where it is. It's just a strange thing.
It's not what VAR's for.
Well, I mean, they must have deemed that it's not a penalty. I don't know how. If that's anywhere else on the pitch, every fan in the country thinks that's a foul. I don't know anyone who couldn't think that's a foul. I don't know. Look, I mean, it's not about that, though. The performance was better than one incident. I thought it was a much stronger performance than talking about one incident. But I do think after the Gomez one today, we've had it today. You remember Barnsley last year gets brought down in the box, nothing given because he jumps up and we score and things like that. You just go like, how can you not get it for doing the right thing? And that's a bit bizarre in football. If you're trying to do the right thing and you don't get anything, and that's why people dive by it, because they realise now if you go down for everything, you're going to get your fair share. And not forgetting, if you get caught diving, the worst you can get is a yellow card. So it doesn't even affect the game. You can't even get anything. But anyway, it's one of my things. And I always clear it up. I must make it clear. It's not clever play. There's a difference. Clever play has been there forever. Centre forward, you clip them, they go down. That's been there forever. We're not on about that. We're on about just people going all over the place. I don't know. But no one seems to be bothered apart from me. So I'll end it there because I'm boring myself nowadays with it.
7 games unbeaten this one.
Thank you. That's a good change of subject. Yeah. No, it's tough. It's tough to do that at this division, this level, and we've played some, really good sides as well. Everyone in the Premier League is a good side. They've all earned the right to be there. But you know what I mean? There's some on paper are doing well, and statistically it's hard against certain teams. And I think we've found a good consistency of performance. We were a little bit softer last week at Newcastle, but I thought today we responded really well and delivered a very good performance. And we're not there yet, the first marker, by the way, but, we're close to building on last season. We got 40 points last season, 39 with 9 to go is a good tally. We want to create a position where we're better than last season, both in our performances, which I think we are, but also the table as well, and we're en route to get that.
Signs that no matter which forward pairing you play, they're all defensive.
Yeah, I'm really pleased with the group. I mean, it's not easy. Robbie Brady's having to be really patient at the moment. Vids has had to be patient, but come on, and no disappointment from him. I thought you saw that tonight. That's a really pleasing thing as a manager. There's no disappointment in the fact he didn't play, came on and affected the game and got 2 chances. As it comes on just for a few minutes, but try and lock the game down and stretch the pitch, etc., etc. So, pleased with the mentality of the squad, and I've always been pleased here. It's so important the players who are not playing stay on their levels, and I think I couldn't be more pleased with the group here and how they do that, and it forces the players who are playing to play well, because if they don't, then they come out at some point.
I believe the England manager was in the crowd again tonight.
Well, I mentioned some players who I think should be considered. Dwight, again, excellent for a young player, enjoying the Premier League, and 50, is that 51 now on the bounce. Tarky, I thought, strong again. Charlie Taylor, strong again. Popey does all the basics very well. Others as well, but they should be in the thoughts. I consider them to be in the thoughts. It's not my job to do that, but if it was me, they'd certainly be in my thoughts.
Sean, you said in your television comments that you thought the ref changed his performance.
Yeah, it was a strange one. I thought first half didn't seem to give a lot of them things that we're talking about, and then second half seemed to give everything. I don't know. A couple of their staff were having a word at half time, not in a over the top way, by the way, nothing in the tunnel, nothing like that. So don't misrepresent it. But just when we were walking off, I think they felt there was not enough given. Whether that affected, I don't know. But the second half, it seemed like everything was given. So I don't know. I'm confused by the refereeing at the minute. I don't know what they're giving, what they're not going to give, which is hard as a manager, because you look in an instant and think, I have no clue. You just toss a coin and hope that it drops your way.
I guess on that the Wood penalty, as you said before, anywhere else on the pitch, and that's going to get given, isn't it?
Well, I'd be surprised if it's not. You come through the back of a centre forward in the modern game. That used to be standard when I was playing. Now you can't touch them. You go anywhere near their backs, literally their physical backs, and plunge into them like that. Foul every time. I'm amazed. But I was amazed at the time of asking, and then having seen it back, I'm just like, I have no clue how that doesn't get given. But I thought it was a foul to Dan Gomez. I said, I thought that was a foul. But I don't know. Someone sits there and decides. It's not me.
Just on Dwight, he had a lot of space and chances in that first half, and then finished strong as well.
Yeah. I mean, credit to him. They've tried to lock him down today. They've put a player on to try and make him go the other way, and he responded by keep going, and keeps creating, and nearly gets himself one, and he hits one, and it hits the lad, blocks it, on the way in, and a couple of crosses near the end, and delivery, plays a fine ball for Vids. Great run, to be fair, but a lovely slip for Vids, coming off his shape, coming inside, all the things we want him to do, and he's delivering it. And like I say, 51 odd games, I think that is now on the bounce. I mean, that's in itself for a player who started this run at 19 has turned 20 and still playing. I mean, I think that for young players, I think it's absolutely top class.
Do you see him as one of the top sort of 2100 players in the country? Or?
It's one of them strange things that, we're not a fashionable badge. If he had a fashionable badge on him, I think people would be raving about him. I'm not saying they're not giving him credit, by the way, because most are. But I think they'd be properly raving about him. I think he's a very, very talented young player. I've said it since day one. He's still improving. He still knows he's got to improve, and I think that's the good side of it. He's got a long way to go to be the real deal, but he's on line to be a very, very strong player in the Premier League, I think.
And just on the Wood and the Vidra decision, obviously, Wood's your top scorer. He's proved at this level. How difficult was it?
Yeah, it was difficult, but I stood by Vids last week, and Woody was coming out of his hamstring, and there's always a kind of moment in time. Do you play him or not? I thought he came and affected the game at Newcastle. I thought he was effective again today, particularly first half. Him and J-Rob are both very good. But I'm really pleased with Vids. He's taken the decision well, and he's come in and affected the game himself tonight. So, it's really, really nice situation to have three firing, and you've got Barnsley not a million miles away too. So you get four good strikers, and as everyone knows, I like two strikers. I like to be effective with two strikers. Then, I think that's a really good thing to have. I must say the two midfield lads were terrific today as well. I thought the workload, their effort, but also some of the times when they've controlled the game and got hold of the ball, I thought was really pleasing.
No fresh injuries, Barnsley went there.
Yeah, I think he's okay. Yeah, he had a tight groin. I think that'll be okay. I don't know yet, but I think so.
Thank you.
Done.
Thanks, folks.
Cheers. See you later. Yeah, you're not wrong. Next time I'll be over at the new club. All right. Yeah, good to see you, mate. Cheers.